What is up, guys? It's Balto here. Today we got another video. This is gonna be the last MPL video you guys will see on the channel. It is finals week, and we got some hype matches. I'm pretty excited to predict these. I'm with the
Agree.
man Wonka,
What up, lads?
and yeah, we'll get right into it. So, Oras 1, we start off with a pretty good match in my opinion. It's Paleo versus Crass.
It's a good like double or S pairing because they both complement each other across an RBS and
Yeah,
Paleo.
I like watching Crass and RMBS play
Yeah,
together.
I do.
That's yeah.
They're both like really like into it. They're both so motivated. Cross is really motivated. He
They're
hasn't
yeah.
been, I guess, winning that much, but he gives them a solid chance.
They're both totally up and coming players too. I mean, RMBS is arguably already, a top
Mm,
ORS player, but they're definitely working their way up to becoming staples in the community, in my opinion. But they have really good opponents.
yeah.
Obviously, Paleo and Erafine are really well-established ORS players.
Um, I do like Crass, but it's really difficult to bet against Paleo because he's been handling the top competition extremely well, and he's just been proving why he's considered one of the best OS. I mean, the best OS player um, in the tier right now. So I'd still take him in the OS one matchup, but I'd definitely go RMBS against Eric.
Paleo versus Crass wise, I totally agree with you. While Crass is obviously, he's like you said, he's been playing well, building really well, and all that. Um, Paleo's Paleo, and
Yeah,
he's definitely like one of the best OS players in the meta right now, if not the best. So you can't really predict against him. He's been super consistent all MPL, and you just kind of probably one of the best OS players in MPL as well, I'd say. Um, and if we look at Airfiend versus RMBS, you said you lean toward RMBS.
yeah, because RMBS as well. He has a good record to show for it, and he handles the top competition extremely well. So I like him in that matchup.
I agree. Um, RMBS, where's he at? Yeah, his records. He's been really consistent as well, which is pretty impressive. Um, he hasn't had very many ORAS losses actually, which is really cool if you look at the players he's played. Like he's
Yeah,
beaten Sabella,
Ridley, I think
Ridley, Bloods,
he might have
Paleo.
beat.
He beat
Yeah,
Paleo as well.
yeah,
So
and
if you look at that, that's kind of a display of how he's been doing this year, in my opinion.
like Airfiend's been bouncing around, and I think he only has like one or two ORS wins, like you said.
Yeah, Irving's ORS game this tournament hasn't really been up to par with the rest of other players, in my opinion. And if you actually look, I think most of his wins were from other tiers, like Mono
Although you
EU.
and
Yeah.
Monotype.
When it came to ORS, he hasn't really been up to par, so I would definitely give this one RMBS. And BW is kind of an interesting game as well. It's Rasseri versus Articuno, or Death on Wings slash Dow, as you guys know him.
Yeah, in the week 7 matchup, Razori did win. Um, I think Dow didn't really play as well as he would have liked.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with Dow, like he's gonna take that and he's gonna use that as fuel. So
Yeah, I personally have been pretty impressed with Rasseri's play this
I
year.
doing pretty. I mean, I think he went inactive for a few weeks or something like that.
Yeah,
But when he has, like, he's been pretty
if
consistent.
you look at who he's played, really the only people he's lost to were seasoned doubles or not doubles BW players. Like he lost to myself and Godchef. And other than that, I think he's been pulling a lot of wins for his team, and he's kind of been one of those people that got overshadowed, I think, by
Hmm.
yeah, the major players. So I don't know. This is
Like
one of those games that could go either way.
he has good like overall tour experience too. Like he's just like a veteran at pretty much every tier he's played in. So I mean,
Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't like him, but I don't know. I just feel like someone's telling me Dad's gonna pull this out. I don't know.
Yeah. I also though Death on Wings, he had that crazy streak at the start of the tournament, so you never really know with Dell. Um, this is a hard one to pick, honestly, but I lean a little bit more towards Articuno, I think. But Rosseri could definitely take this one.
It's literally a toss up.
Yeah. So I'm gonna sway a little bit more towards Dow though, I think, just because of his consistency all around through the year. So Monothread is gonna be Lemon Jello versus Dolph. I don't know too much about Monothread, so I'll let you start it off.
Lemon's been like sneaky good as of late. I know he started off like I think 1-2 or like 1-3 or something like that, but he's picked up some like pretty big wins for the DNCs, and then Dolph is Dolph. He's fucking, you never know what that man's gonna do every week. So, this is really difficult because it's really hard to bet against Dolph because he randomly pulls out upsets out of nowhere, but it's really hard to bet against Lemon because Lemon has been picking up steam as of late. So, but that being said, I do edge Lemon slightly over Dolph, but that's another toss-up because you just never know with Dolph.
I don't really, like I said, I don't know too much about Monothread, but I do know Lemon and Dolph are obviously solid players. What'd you say?
Is it grass this week or something like that?
I actually have no idea.
I can check really quickly.
You should, because that actually would... I don't know, though. It totally depends on what type it is, in my opinion.
Okay, it's water.
It's water.
I don't really know much
Yeah,
about water.
I'd say that's kind of even.
But
I'd say they both are like...
Yeah, I just edged Lemon slightly because he's been really good lately.
I'll give that, yeah, we can give that one to Lemon. So AA is another just really kind of crazy game. It's going to be Yaksock, who was one of the, I guess one of the best AA players last year, versus Jiron, who's really showed up this year, I think. I don't know his record for sure, but I think he's pulled out a lot of wins.
I think even, but he's gotten unlucky a few weeks, so his record doesn't show his play. And again, in the week 7 matchup, Kevin did win. So I do like Kevin, and Kevin, he had a hiccup like mid-season, but he's been extremely consistent as of late. So
yeah, I agree. I think if Kevin really has time to sit down and prep and build and come in prepared, then his chances of winning the AA game are just a little bit higher than Jiron's. Give that one to Yaksock, but both are really solid AA players. These are two of the best, probably, in the tier right now. So Stabmons is kind of interesting in my opinion. It's Dak Prescott versus Beta Thunder, and I'll start if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Beta Thunder's been like kind of a dark horse, I guess. Like he's came in and he's played pretty surprisingly well. Versus a lot of really good players, I think. I think he's had a few upsets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just looking at Dak again in the week 7 matchup. This is another rematch. Dak did win.
And that's totally a factor too.
Yeah, I think Beta Thunder had like a tad bit of a matchup as well, and Dak still pulled it out. But Beta Thunder, can't really count him out. Like it's hard to predict against Dak because he's been one of the most consistent Stabmons player in MPL along with Jack. But Beta Thunders, there's always like in the back of your mind like, Beta Thunder can definitely like pull this out. And just like with Dak, he had the 7-0 run, and then he lost to Jack. And then I didn't watch the game. Apparently Jack might have beat him again without the ban move clause thing.
Well, you can. I don't really think you can.
So like if you're factoring that in, he might have. You can consider that a hiccup, but I still like Dak. But again, there's always that chance with Beta Thunder, because he's seasoned in the tier. And
see, I totally agree with you. Like you said, Beta Thunder is really seasoned in Stabmons. He just comes from the LM community, so he has a lot of knowledge of LMs in general. And if I could like see somebody beating Dak,
it would be Beta.
Bar Jack, obviously, then it would be Beta Thunder in my opinion.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, Dak's he's been too consistent this year to really predict against. So, and this is interesting. The doubles match and doubles games are always like really close. You know, when we
Yeah.
predict, we can't really ever pick a
Yeah,
winner.
it's
This
gonna
one's
be,
gonna be Crowan versus Silver White Blue.
um, Croven again, high expectations. Hasn't been playing as well as he would have liked for sure. He knows that. And Silver White Blue um, got off to a pretty slow start if I remember. But
Yeah,
but he picked up steam. Like
and well, the thing is, the DNCs were playing Hingo as their doubles player for I think a week or two,
yeah.
but they had to bring his Silver White Blue back on, obviously with him getting banned.
And
But the thing is, he did beat Croven week 7,
he did beat Croven.
which is kind of you know, I don't know. You have to either weigh in his other 2 losses or him beating Croven.
And then he beat Croven, and when, like I said, he picked up steam. Like he won his playoff game as well. So
Yeah.
when they versus he beat Yellow Paint, who's probably one of the best doubles players we've seen in the Premier League. So I definitely edge Silver White Blue a little bit.
I agree, and also on the other side of that, Croven's record hasn't been too stellar or anything this year, which kind of surprised a lot of people, just because he was supposed to
Yeah,
be the
yeah.
arguably best monotype doubles player. But I'll give that one to Silver White Blue. So UU, our last game is gonna be Knight versus Tylacto,
I
and
don't.
this is really like even in my opinion. This is a good match.
Yeah, I mean Tylacto has low key like no one's really recognizing it, but he's 5-1.
Yeah, but
So-
on the same side, I think the weeks. I don't know actually. What is Knight's record? Do you know? I know he stopped playing for a few weeks, but
Yeah,
yeah,
regular season he went 3-2, and then I think he actually won his game last week against.
you know, apparently they were matched up week 7. Let me take a look. Where they?
Yeah, I think Knight might have
Tylacto.
gotten sent
It
out.
says Tylacto. Yeah, didn't he get activity?
They had to sub him out, and
Sub,
they subbed,
okay.
and then Tylacto beat the sub.
So I don't know. That's
I think-
that's kind
I
of
do-
iffy.
Tylacto, I mean, he's been. I can't. It's hard to bet against him because I think he might have started 0-1 and then he just won 5 straight.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's been.
Tylacto's kind of proven himself in the UU tier, I think, this year.
Tylacto.
Whereas when you look at Knight, obviously he played pretty well, and
Yeah, he
when
played
you
well
played
in
UU,
Orat.
but it was just, you know, he's not exactly the most consistent when you factor him getting subbed out, I guess, based off activity. That's not. I don't think that's really a good show of a player, in my opinion. This one to Tylacto.
The bulk of his wins came in Oras, so
Yeah. So it looks like the way we predict this, we
We're again.
actually predicted the. Let me see. 1, 2.
4-4.
Is it really 4-4? It is.
They
Oh my
tied
god.
They tied week 7 too.
If we have
so-
another tiebreaker, that'd be so awesome, man. That'd be another
Yes.
good video.
I'll just go into the BO3 and what I think the managers are going to veto.
Mhm.
And I think the Kinglers definitely have an advantage with the vetoing because there's some lopsided matchups that they can definitely take out, like that UU matchup and the doubles matchup. And if they can take those out, then they're in good shape. Because if you look at like Statmon's AAA and an Oras matchup or something like that, they're definitely stronger in that sense. So I think if it does go to a BO3, I think the Kinglers will take it.
Yeah, that's a fair point. At the same time though, if you look at this, like if you look at the ORAS games and the BW game and the Monotype game and even the AA game, there's still like kind of a toss up. Like they can
Yeah.
totally go either way, in my opinion.
It's like the players on the Kinglers, like they've been doing so well, so you can't bet against them. But there's just like that in the back of your mind, like these DNC players
Mhm.
can definitely pull out the upset.
And you know the DNCs have totally done that in like the past half of the season. That's really
Yeah.
all they did was pull upsets and just totally wreck our predictions. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. It's been a good run. MPL was really fun. I don't know about Wonka, but I had a lot of fun playing, and even predicting was a lot of fun every week as well.
Look forward to Battle of the Week.
Peace.